Hello everyone. Look, today I have this rather large, I would even say very, very large binocular of an English company. It was called and it produced binoculars under the brand name Lieberman and Gortz. This binocular has 40/70 specifications. And this binocular is called the Ross channel. This binocular is very, very similar to the binoculars from the English company Ross. And this particular binocular was made at the Ross factory. Identical, everything is completely the same. The prism covers, the eyepiece mounts, the eyepieces themselves. I suspect that I haven't unscrewed it yet. I think that the prisms here are secured not only with a resin, but also filled with lead on the sides. A rose. And also filled with lead on the sides. Binoculars under this brand were produced in England, France, and Japan. I don't know about the quality in Japan, but they say that the French Lieberman and Gortz binoculars are very, very poor quality. So at that time, they were still considered to be of poor quality. This binocular was approximately released in 1960, around those years. It has some basic coating, a bit of anti-reflective treatment on the objectives. I don't think there's anything special about the prisms here. The binocular has a very, very high magnification, 40 times. And for those people who are chasing high magnification binoculars, I advise you to buy these binoculars. Buy it once, try it out, and then either try to sell it or just get rid of it. Because these binocular, with such optical characteristics, have absolutely no optical value at all. Well, you will be able to see something at a great distance, but the image will be quite unclear. The optics in it are quite dirty right now, but even after cleaning, I think it will be somewhat better, but it's not the result people expect. It will be something that people think can, at a distance of a kilometer, you can make out a matchbox, for example. There is a strap on the binoculars here. Honestly, such binoculars are just not an option to wear around the neck. If you want to mount it on a tripod, there's no attachment here. You'll have to figure something out. How to hold it. Holding the binoculars. Like this is just unrealistic. The lenses are so heavy, the body is metal-ish, meaning it's just very difficult to hold. Your hands get tired. So you need to hold it with one hand approximately here, and then refocus the eyepieces with the other hand. And it's very inconvenient. So, I don't know. They could have made, if such a binocular with this design, they could have made the focus wheel on this side. It would have been somewhat easier to hold the binoculars in the middle and turn here. Look, I've already unscrewed something. You see, a complete copy of Rosa. I have a few videos about this English binocular. I quite like them for their quality. For those times, their optics were quite good. As you can see here, essentially a complete copy. The prisms have coatings. Removed lenses from eyepiece. They are really very small, about 8 mm in diameter. 4 lenses in 3 groups. Here, it's very necessary to carefully mount them so they don't flip over. I struggled a bit, but managed to mount the lenses back into the eyepiece. It's quite difficult to do this when they are so small in diameter and can even flip over unnoticed. So you have to be very careful here. The prisms have been cleaned. Here is such a lens. Quite clean and nice. Now all that's left is to assemble everything. It will be interesting to see what happens with the alignment. The alignment here is quite interesting. There are no alignment screws on the prism, and there is no alignment ring on the lens either. The binoculars are aligned by gluing this part, the metal part, to the tube. There is glue here. And if the binoculars are misaligned, you need to unglue and adjust and then glue again. Well, it's completely impractical, foolishly done. But that's how it is. Well, as always, at the end of the video, we'll take a shot through this binocular. How does the image look to you? It's so dull, not clear at all. And there's a very noticeable distortion. The field of view is small. I tried to shoot without any shaking. Well, it's very difficult. And in general, when you look through binoculars with your eyes and hold them in your hands, well, it's hard to look. There's constant shaking. There's no clear image even in the center. I think that everything is fine with binoculars, lenses, and prisms, but with glasses, it's a big mess. If only there were some pretty good quality glasses here. I think the image would be much better. You know, something just popped into my head. I should try removing the native eyepiece and putting on. You need to hold it like this, somehow in the air, about 5 mm away from the body. The image is starting to become clear. The exit pupil here is about 3.5, and now the binoculars magnify 20 times. And, and that's a completely different picture of the image. Well, I wouldn't say it's just incredible. Well, it's so much better. Of course, I need to try to secure it somehow now. Well, I want to try to shoot some footage for you, so you can see what it will be like, of course, to capture it well. Of course, to shoot it well. It's difficult, because you have to constantly keep the phone with the eyepiece at the same distance from the prism. Well, I think you'll understand some general information. The image, as you can see, is definitely better, but that's also because the magnification here isn't 40, but probably around 20. Honestly, I don't know what the designers and developers of such binoculars were thinking. Thank you all for watching the video and see you next time.